The story begins not in a closed room or on a crowded city street, but with a magnificent view of the entire universe. Imagine a person standing high in space and looking down at the earth. What he sees is not a dry ball of soil, but a majestic Mother Earth sitting like a divine queen, beautifully adorned. The vast blue sky stretched over her appears like a graceful silk garment, while the green fields, forests, and meadows beneath look like a rich green veil spread across that blue attire. The sun and the moon shining in the sky resemble two radiant crowns placed upon her head, and the deep, boundless ocean encircling the planet looks like a magnificent, jeweled belt around her waist. The countless rivers flowing across the land are not merely streams of water, but a continuous flow of love from a mother's heart for her children. At night, the sparkling stars and blooming flowers appear like ornaments adorning her beauty, while the singing birds perched on branches resemble court musicians praising a great queen. According to ancient imagination, this majestic Mother Earth sits upon the divine throne of the serpent Sheshnag, while dark rain clouds constantly perform her sacred ablution with gentle showers. Anyone who witnesses this divine form becomes overwhelmed with devotion and feels that this living earth is the visible manifestation of the Supreme God. From this grand cosmic vision, the story suddenly shifts to the birth of a human being. When a child enters the world for the first time, leaving the safety of the mother's womb, it is helpless, weak, and unable to even open its eyes properly. It cannot support itself and lies almost motionless. At that very moment, before any human hands lift it, the first support it receives is from the earth itself. Mother Earth gently receives the newborn and gives it its first shelter. Later in life, when a person reflects upon this truth, he realizes something profound. Even the mother who gave birth to him has been nourished and sustained by this very earth. Therefore, earth is not merely land but a grandmotherly figure, an eternal caretaker who has lovingly nurtured countless generations. As time passes, the helpless infant grows into a child, entering the most innocent and joyful phase of life. Childhood unfolds in the lap of this same earth. When a child cannot yet walk, he crawls upon her wide chest, falls again and again, and slowly learns to stand with her support. In those carefree days, when there are no worries about wealth or the future, the child experiences a pure happiness that even great sages struggle to achieve. Covered in dust after playing outdoors, the child appears like a precious jewel covered in soil. Hence, the affectionate phrase, dust-covered diamonds. These children grow up joyfully in the protective embrace of the Mother Earth. And when a person later remembers this blissful time, he wonders why his heart should not overflow with joy whenever he looks at his homeland. As humans grow older, ambition and pride begin to dominate their lives. They build tall palaces and towering buildings to display their wealth and success. Yet they forget that every brick, every stone, and every grain used to construct those structures comes from the earth itself, and that those magnificent buildings stand only because the earth supports them. If the earth were to tremble even slightly, all human pride would collapse instantly, no matter how advanced humanity becomes. If a great catastrophe or cosmic destruction ever arrives, the ultimate refuge for all living beings will still be the same earth. When everything collapses during such a calamity, humans and all creatures eventually return to the earth from which life began. The story then focuses on the most basic human need: food. No matter how wealthy a person may be, he cannot eat gold or silver. The fire of hunger is the most powerful force in life, and it is Mother Earth who produces the grains and crops that sustain every living being. Amazingly, she nourishes humanity year after year without asking for anything in return. Like a loving mother feeding her child, she provides countless fruits, vegetables, and grains with complete selflessness. If one imagines even for a moment that the earth stopped producing crops, the terrifying truth becomes clear. All life would perish in the unbearable fire of hunger. The story also reminds us that the human body itself is formed from the ash and the elements of the earth. The minerals, nutrients, and substances that create our flesh all originate from the soil. Despite the pride humans take in their bodies, at the end of life, this body becomes lifeless and is eventually returned to the earth. Even when loved ones remove the dead body from the home, it is the earth that finally accepts it back into her embrace. Thus, the cycle of life ends where it began. Human life is also filled with relationships, friends who remove our sorrows, loved ones who bring joy to our hearts, and family members whose presence fills our lives with happiness. But the story asks a deeper question. What is the secret force that binds us together? The answer lies in the shared essence of the earth within all of us. Every person is born from the same soil, nourished by the same water, and sustained by the same food. Therefore, when we love another person, we are actually loving a part of the earth itself. Nature continues to shower humanity with priceless gifts. The clear water of rivers and lakes is like divine nectar. After a long day of labor, the cool, fragrant evening breeze removes all fatigue. The earth's 6 seasons, spring, summer, monsoon, autumn, pre-winter, and winter, create an endless cycle of beauty and variety. Fresh green grass after rain resembles a royal carpet, moonlight spreads cool serenity at night, and the sun's rays during the day drive away darkness and bring life and energy to the world. The earth is also a vast treasury of resources. Beautiful flowers bloom upon her surface, delicious fruits grow on her trees, and healing herbs in her forests cure diseases. Beneath her surface lie precious metals and gemstones that enrich human civilization. For this reason, ancient traditions call her Vasudha, the bearer of wealth, and Dhara, the one who holds and sustains everything. Nature itself seems to worship this earth. Mountain ranges stand like majestic crowns upon her head. Forests resemble long braided hair. Rivers flow like devoted servants washing her feet, and trees scatter their flowers like offerings in a sacred ritual. The gentle, fragrant winds from distant hills feel like sandalwood paste applied to her form. Witnessing such sacred beauty fills the human heart with reverence. Gradually, the earth appears not merely as land, but as a divine mother. She is forgiving, compassionate, nurturing, and full of love. Despite the damage humans inflict, cutting forests, digging mines, polluting her environment, she continues to support life without resentment. She protects and nourishes all creatures equally, acting as the guardian of the entire world. When a thoughtful person remembers these countless blessings, his heart fills with gratitude and humility. He realizes that the earth deserves the highest reverence. Yet he also understands that no human action can truly repay her immense kindness. The only offering possible is sincere respect and the humble bowing of one's head before her greatness. In times of deep sorrow or grief, people often fall upon the ground, weeping into the dust. Even then, the earth provides comfort, absorbing their pain and giving them strength to endure. The sacred dust of the soil carries a mysterious power that can soften even the hardest hearts. Finally, the story delivers a powerful message of equality. To the earth, no one is superior or inferior. Kings and beggars, rich and poor, humans and tiny insects, all are equally her children. Differences among people arise only from their own actions, not from the earth's judgment. Anyone who believes in superiority based on wealth, caste, or power is truly blind.
I feel it. The pull is strong. Almost there.